So Sri and Charity, this is more for you guys. Have you ever had to abandon your existing code base and completely start from scratch? Sri, if you want to go first, and then Charity.
Yeah, so it's pretty common in many companies, right? So it always happens. You build up debt to a point where it's like, oh shit, right? Rewriting it from scratch is much faster. And there's a point where you have to, it's not like there's a formula for that. I've done both a number of times, and there's also lots of learnings, because if you start rewriting something from scratch, it takes much longer than you expect to get to the same point after a couple of years, and then you've lost those 2 years. So you need to be extremely careful when you are starting to rewrite from scratch. Right? The best thing to do is to recognize that you are piling up debt and start removing the debt on an ongoing basis so that you don't have to rewrite. Right? Strong advice is to avoid the 2-year rewrite, because that's what happens if you start piling up things. So what we did at Groupon too is we had to rewrite the platform. So we peeled out a number of services and then got to a point where the monolith is smaller. And that blog is actually pretty popular, redoing the monolith. So we created lots of services, and when it became small, then we rewrote it the smaller portion. And at Atlassian, in the last year, we moved to AWS for various different reasons. And while we are moving, we also re-architected the platform. We ran our own data center before. And then we moved to AWS. And during the process, we also created a number of services. So we are set up much better to scale from here.
Yeah, I mean, you really shouldn't rewrite unless if you have any other option. The most recent time that we did this, it was because we had made a fundamental error with our technology. We had written our API in Ruby, which actually, error is the wrong term. It was probably the right choice at the time, because it let a small team iterate really fast on a small code base. After a while, that code base was not so small, and we had users. We had tens of thousands of mobile apps, and suddenly went, oh shit, threading. Threads don't work in Ruby, which means that parallelism, like there was, we tried everything to get around rewriting, and then we had to. And the things that I would say are, if you have to rewrite and replace, try very, very, very hard to starve all development on the old code base, or else you're chasing a missing target. Stripe ran into this really badly, and I shouldn't tell their story, so I won't, but let's just say don't do that. They ended up abandoning a rewrite that they had spent years on because they could never catch up to the moving target. And that's hard to do. It's hard to tell your users no, right? But you really have to aggressively move all development to the new one as soon as possible.